Hello, everybody.
Hey, Peggy, I'm gonna flip flop it because you're looking so good tonight. I don't want anything to ruin. I don't want anything to ruin. Is like a nice purplish. What was that like a boysenberry? I want to make
Yeah,
sure.
they're like a boysenberry. I got a lot of that in my wardrobe.
Yeah, that's good.
It it is. And thank you, Captain, for having me on tonight. And I wanted to start right out. And I know a lot of people are going to miss this, but talking about the DC event this weekend coming up. The events start on Friday with a Friday night party at the Marriott, the bistro at the Marriott, starting at 6:30 until we
Whatever.
may end up there after 9, we may not. On Saturday, we've got a Raider Nation bus tour, and I understand they've filled up one bus and are starting to fill another. So we'll have buses full of Raider fans driving through the downtown DC. It's going to be so exciting. They're going to stop at the Lincoln Memorial to take a group picture, which ought to be awesome.
Oh,
And
cool.
then later on that evening at 9 o'clock, at 6 o'clock until 11, we're going to gather on the Georgetown waterfront, 3000 K Street in Georgetown, and fill that plaza up. They've got nice boat tours that launch from there. So if anybody wants to take a cruise down to Potomac, it's only about an hour, hour and a half, and they can do it from there. And then, of course, Sunday morning, the tailgate at
Okay.
the Red Zone parking lot, okay, at Northwest Stadium, and you need tickets. The tickets are $25 until tomorrow, and then after tomorrow, they're $30. But lots and lots of tacos, beans, rice, and of course, something to drink, and the fellowship of Raider Nation.
Hoorah!
All
Thank you.
right, let's get this started. Well, we've got a Raider Nation watch party, which we just set up today. So it should be a nice, that's for people who don't have a ticket to a game, don't need to go to the stadium. We can come right down to our watch party at Miller's Ale House. Okay.
Well,
So,
honey,
Captain,
I'll say if I didn't have my ticket already, I would be at the watch party because I know that's going to be a very, very, like you said, family event. Raider Nation
right?
family all together.
And Redskin fans will be in the house. So they get a chance to talk trash. That's the best part of a
There you
watch
go.
party is talking
That's right.
trash to the local
Yeah.
fans who actually think they're gonna. Hey, let's just go right to what happened Monday night,
Oh,
Captain.
did they have something happen Monday night? I wasn't sure as I was
Well,
at
you
a game.
wasn't sure because I wasn't puzzled at all, Captain. I know you weren't either, but the commentators kept droning on and on. Oh, look, the L.A. Charger defense is this, the defense is that, defense that. That had nothing to do with what happened in this game.
Yeah, pretty much.
What happened is what I've been talking about since the summer, and I've done it on two. The two units that are our weakest link just blew up on us and that's that O line and
Hmm.
those wide receivers. Okay, we said how many times have we said it, Captain? If you
Well,
can't,
yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
we agree that the O line as and people usually say as would the quarterback goes and insert name here as Gino goes, the Raiders go, and I say oh nay nay
Uh-uh.
nay oh nay nay nay. I'm going to do my good John, my old John Panette,
Mm-hmm.
impersonation. Oh nay nay nay.
Mm-hmm.
As the Raiders offensive line goes,
There you go.
the Raiders go, and
There you go.
it does infer a lot of the wide receivers helping out because if the Raiders offensive line does their job in two facets, what do offensive linemen do, Peggy? I'm going to ask the rhetorical question. They do two things. They pass block
Fundamental
and they run
run
block.
and pass block.
Yeah, yeah, they run and
Now,
pass block.
now, admittedly, it takes more than a one-trick pony. I mean, you have to be able to do both, and I understand the challenge for our special needs group. But let's face it, let's go back to the off season on this.
Okay.
You know how worried my face got when I realized that they were going to go with the same five guys that gave us the 31st ranked rushing game and 50 sacks from last year. As if a new coach could suddenly give them talent and physicality. Physicality. They were getting physically beat last year, and they're still going to get physically beat. I don't care who the new coach is. I mean, who's our captain? Tell me more about the O-line coaching. Somebody's son involved?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think his last name is Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's the Carol that writes stories of
Alice in Wonderland.
yeah,
Right?
but it would be an Alice in Wonderland tale if
Mm-hmm.
Lewis Carroll was our offensive line coach, because maybe he can bing zang zoom some
Mm-hmm.
things here. Now, admittedly, and I want, because you said, and I like this, he said, admittedly, 2/5 of that group last year were rookies that held their own. And you weren't going to poo-poo their efforts, because they were rookies and they basically played above and beyond what a rookie is expected to play. Now these two guys are in their second year, and I'm going to say something about them, and it's not good. Is the fact that I was in New England, and again, I have my view of New England on one
Mm-hmm.
side, and I kept hearing blah, 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 number 71 was like offsides, or number 71 holding. Okay. So, and that is DJ Glaze. So something was going on with Glaze. Again, I wasn't at the TV view. I couldn't see all those nice little replays that everybody else could.
Mm-hmm.
So that infuriated me, because he was part of the problem. And I will say this as well. Watching JPJ at right guard last week on the Jumbotron, he did not look good last week. And
No.
I'm sure that, no, if you tell me what his grade was last, I would say, okay, well, those are what the numbers say. I was just saying what my eyeballs saw. And I saw a lot of times where whoever he was up against was beating him to the inside, not even to the outside, or they would run a loop and then they would beat him on that side. But his man was going by him a lot, and that wasn't good as well.
Yeah, and see, this is back to fundamentals. Okay, you cannot teach a guy how to set his feet and leverage the guy D lineman in front of him in a way that pushes him forward. Everybody on that O line, and I watch Colton in particular, okay, since
That's
he's the
your boy.
$60 million
Yeah,
man,
that's your
okay.
boy. I know
I've
that.
watched each and every one of them to see what happened after they made first contact, okay. Were the D linemen going backwards or were they going forward? And every single time, at least 3 out of the 5, and God, sometimes 5 out of the 5, were pushing our guys backwards. It happened on pass plays, it happened on run plays. It's physical. Okay? It doesn't have anything to do with technique, or maybe it could be corrected. They're not getting any leverage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's as if nobody is really seeing how overwhelmed this line is at the snap of the ball. I can't even begin to talk about Gino until I talk about those 5 guys in front of him. And
Thank you.
this is and Captain, you could talk more about it. This is what made it more appalling on Monday night. That was against a 4-man rush most of the time.
And a
50%
four-man
of
rush,
the time, not most of the time. 50% of the time, we were only talking about a 4-man rush.
that did not include Khalil Mack.
Correct. He was gone first quarter, and as
Yeah.
I said in my article, thank God for small favors. Imagine if Mac was in there all 4 quarters, Captain.
Yeah.
I
And,
mean,
and to be
Gino
honest,
would have been sacked at least 6 times.
honestly, Peggy, again, because I don't see these things, I'm watching the game and I
Yeah.
can't delineate numbers. I just saw the fact that their defensive line was tearing up our offensive line. A lot of holding by our more senior left guard, Dylan
Hmm.
Parham. I kept hearing holding number 66, holding number
His
66.
guy was just simply swallowing him.
Yeah.
Okay? And it was happening on the entire left side. The left side of the pocket, I noticed, collapsed before the right side of the pocket. I was at that point I was just timing how long it took, all right, for our O lineman to force the quarterback out of the pocket. Not the D lineman, his own guys. Gino's own guys were forcing him out of the pocket. I'm telling you, we are at the place where that O line is dictating what we can and can't do on offense. But Captain, I want to go what happened even more. Poor Gino.
Okay. Okay.
Those wide receivers. And I told you that if we didn't get respect for our deep passing game, for our ability to go deep, for our ability to run after catch, all those things that you expect out of Rodgers, good route running, if we
Mm-hmm.
couldn't get people to respect that, they're going to be all over us. And that's what we found. Once the Chargers found out that they could beat our guys with a 4-man rush, they just dropped 7 in coverage.
Right. I will say this, Peggy, and I actually think that a lot of it is they're employing the wrong dude. Because if you have a guy who is 6'5" that can run, why not have him as the threat? And I'm telling you, and I think I know you're
Mm-hmm.
poo-pooing me, but Thornton is the answer and Tucker is not. In that respect, if you have a guy who's 6'5" and is and he's going to get bigger next year. He's going to be 6'5", and he might not be a 4'3" guy next year. Maybe he's a 4'5" guy. But let's get somebody that has some height, some jumps, and things like that. If you're throwing into not single coverage, not double coverage, but triple coverage to a guy Tucker who can't see the ball anyway in this respect, and that's what the third interception was the bing bing intercept for a touchback. I
Mm-hmm.
missed the second one. I
Right.
did miss the second one. I don't know when it happened. I was probably up getting a Coke or something. But
Well,
I do know that they're throwing to the wrong guy in
and,
that respect.
and I could understand that, except Thornton couldn't get out of double coverage to get separation either. See, these are the things. When I say the wide receiver is our weak spot, I am not kidding. These guys, and I watched, these guys had trouble either getting off the line of scrimmage, Thornton too. When they got off, and that had to do with the six man secondary and sometimes 7-man secondaries. It was just outrageous because they only needed 4 to rush the quarterback. But despite that, they couldn't get off the line of scrimmage. Their routes, it contained absolutely no shake and bake, no double moves, no, rarely. They're just, especially Thornton, they're just learning how to do this. It's going to take time. You have to give your quarterback a chance. You have to get separation at least for a couple of seconds. The problem was Gino was busy running for his life. He didn't
And
see those 1 to 2 seconds of separation. He couldn't
right.
see it.
And actually, I really think that if you're talking about a pass receiving problem and a quarterback throwing problem, the problem is endemic in the fact that there is no effing running game because the offensive line has no push. They do not open up holes. If you start pounding the ball, you pound the ball, and then you don't have those 6-7 guys in the back. You have those guys up forward trying to stop the run because they're being run on. Then you only have like a three deep. And
But again,
I'll take 4 guys on a 3D.
but again, here we go again, talking about that O line again. We're
Yes.
still back to an O line who demonstrated last year. And someone made a comment about Colton Miller's F grade. Why do I care? We cannot run the football. We cannot protect the quarterback. We can't give him time and space to look downfield, set, and step into his throws. He doesn't even have time to go through the basic quarterback mechanics. Why? Because the pocket has collapsed. The pocket collapsed. I stopped counting at 18 times. It probably collapsed more. By collapse, I mean when defensive linemen penetrate into that U-shaped rim. You know what I'm talking about, Captain. That U-shaped rim that's supposed to form in front of the quarterback. When defensive linemen and offensive linemen penetrate that, okay, the pocket has collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
And Gino, being the veteran that he is, realized it. And what did he do?
He'd take off. And he would take off, scramble, try to find something, occasionally run downfield. And I'll give him, props for actually running a few times because we're not used to seeing that. He actually, I think, ran for a first down or two. Right. But he ran around, and then the very last sack that he had, it was like you looked like Fran Tarkington out there going from side to side, right? Going from side to side because it was fourth and get a first down. And he was not going to give up. And he almost stumbled the first time out of that. And he's stumbling, bumbling, like as Chris Berman would say. And he finally got sacked because he was out of gas. He was running side to side. And he found nobody that he could throw to.
Because nobody was open.
Right.
That was the theme. No one was open. And the reason they weren't open because they had 6-man secondaries. You sent out 3 receivers. They doubled everybody. They were able to comfortably do that. Yeah. That's why the commentators just annoyed me.
Because I'm glad I didn't hear them, man. I'm glad.
If you can get a good, solid pass rush and clog up rushing lane with 4 guys, that's nirvana for a defensive coordinator. I mean, I can take 7 guys and do whatever I want to do. I can stop your running game. I can blitz, harass your quarterback. I can do literally anything with those 7 guys once I realize that your O-line can't handle my big 4 guys. And without Mac. And don't tell me about how big the guy, like they were oohing and ahhing, Captain. You should have heard it. They were oohing and ahhing how big the Chargers DTs were. Well, I expect my DTs to be big. That's not unusual.
Let me get. Whoa! I'm gonna do the old Karnak the magician thing. Let me guess. It was stupid commentary by Chris Collinsworth.
No, it wasn't Collinsworth.
It was Tirico.
Both of them just on and on and on, but. That wasn't even, everyone will say, oh, yes, they were just calling the game as they saw it. And they were. But they weren't telling us why. Mm-hmm. They weren't connecting the dots. They were just saying, he should have made that play. He should have made that catch. And let's go right to Gino's throws.
Yeah, because after a while, he was throwing just to throw because there was nothing else going on. So he said, you know what? F it. I did clean it up for the kids. He said, F it. If we're going to maybe they can make a play, right? And it was, okay. So he's thrown into double coverage. His throws were erratic. Okay. And again, this is not a Geno bashing guy. I like Geno Smith. I really do. I like Geno Smith. But when you have no line for protection, when you have no running game, when you are one-dimensional and you have to do this, again, Mike, I'm sorry, I didn't see the game. I watched the game, not on TV. I'm just saying. I don't know.
They were ESPN announcers.
Okay,
that is
so
correct.
Whoever the other turkey was.
They kept saying, he should have made that play. Well, Of course he should have made that play. But let me talk more about Geno's wild throws. What he was doing, as a veteran that he is, I believe was giving his guys a chance to make plays.
Yeah, I agree.
He knew that if I just get it in the vicinity, maybe something lucky will happen. That's what we were reduced to.
Or defensive pass interference, which did occur,
Exactly.
by the way,
And didn't get called, and I saw it. And there's a whole lot of things, but give Geno credit at least realizing with no O-line in front of him and no running game, he was trying to give his guys a chance. Yes, he missed a few wide open guys, but he couldn't set and throw. At least two of those wide and sailing passes, he was throwing on a run.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't. The mechanics weren't there to get the ball and exactly where he needed to get it, to bring it down. He was throwing. He was just pitching it because he was like one step away from being sacked.
Mm-hmm.
I think that people have to understand, where do we see this again? Oh, we saw this with Minshew last year.
Oh, Booger?
We saw this with O'Connell. We saw this with them two quarterbacks that McDaniels threw up in there.
We see Garbage-Opolo, Hoyer. And,
it was just them. What you need to understand, you can't be lazy. You can't, Raider fans, you cannot be lazy and just blame the quarterback. There's a reason why our quarterbacks look like garbage, right?
Yeah.
And that reason is they have no run game, they have no pass protection. No quarterback in the league, I don't care if you're talking about Peyton Manning or any of those guys, even Josh Allen, even Lamar Jackson, Matt Stafford, okay? All of those top guys have the one thing we don't have, O-lines.
Mm-hmm.
That protect them and allow them to do what they need to do to get that ball down the field, get that ball accurately thrown. You can't accurately throw if you're on the run.
Yeah. Well, Peggy, I will say this, because you said that we didn't address it. We did.
What do we do? What do we do in the off season?
Well, in the offseason, we drafted a guard and a tackle. And I firmly believe, before you jump on me, I firmly believe that they will be making their mark, not next year. By the way, this year, they are going to start pushing them in the hell. Jackson Dart was involved in plays with the Giants this year. I think they will use them sparingly, maybe throw them in at the right times to get them a little bit of season.
No. This is break. No. This is break glass for emergency, because people forget that an O-line has to develop chemistry.
I got you.
The same five guys have to play together. Now, early in the season, it's the time to start pulling people out and plugging new people in.
Well,
you're going to put in Caleb. You're going to put in these guys. You need to do it right now.
I got you.
Because I want that chemistry set by November.
Okay. Well, then let me say, if that's what you want to do, and I can see that too, then Dylan Parham, you out of here. Okay.
Out of here. And I am not. I'm like half thrilled. People say, "Oh, JPJ regressed, Glaze regressed." Relative to what? Last year, the poor little things got thrown into the fire next to bums. And oh, by the way, if you're a rookie, the one thing that ups your game is being able to sit behind or play beside someone who actually knows what they're doing, so you can learn the game. Learn how to maneuver yourself. Learn how to pick up blitzes. Who they learning from? Who's setting the example on the line?
No, they doing the OJT.
You see, you don't have one all pro. You don't have one guy that actually has mastered his craft on that line. Where are our rookies going to learn?
Hey,
From the
sometimes,
coach?
well,
Is the coach playing?
Peggy, I mean, not to denigrate the coach, but I will come in and be a special guest offensive line coach
I mean,
for the Raiders.
godly destruction is like asking anybody who's sitting close to the Raider bench, can you play offensive line? Can you play offensive
I'll
line?
be I'll be out there with my power chair and scooter, and I'll
that's
still play
that's
offensive.
right. I'm telling you, if you're gonna start making changes, you need to make them now because you need to find the right combination of O
Mhm.
linemen that are going to gel and present some semblance, okay, of what the Raiders need. And, Captain, we haven't even talked about the running game.
Well,
Oh my
you can't
God.
talk about the running game when you have nobody blocking for you.
I mean, it's worse than pathetic. Of course, a lot of people will complain. Kelly doesn't give Junty the ball enough. Fair enough. And he should be trying to put the ball in Junty's hand a
Yeah,
lot
I
more
agree.
often.
I
You're not
agree.
going to do it by running. You probably need to design, passes in the flat, anything to get the ball into his hands so he can run after the catch, okay?
Well, actually, and it mark me wrong if or tell me I'm wrong, but they were throwing to Genty on like an outlet, which was basically side to side. No, if you're gonna throw to Genty, throw him moving so that he's catching it on the move
Groove,
towards the
exactly.
line of scrimmage, not stone footed. Because I saw at least two times that they threw to Genty and it was like a 5 yard loss because
Well,
he's
yeah,
standing there getting the ball and immediately being smacked. Get him on the run. They did try a jet sweep. In fact, the Chargers tried a jet sweep and they fumbled on it.
right.
So if you're going to do that, I saw Dylan Lobby out there and I'm like, oh, they're actually thinking about this to use a running back that's in motion and will catch the ball in motion. And if Dylan Lobby is that guy, then great, use him that way. And I think they were going to do that, but they were so far behind at that point when Dylan Lobby was in there in the fourth quarter, they missed their opportunity because that's when the Chargers defense pinned their ears back with four guys, and the seven guys are actually the seven guys pinned their ears back because they said, look at all these guys that we have and we're double, triple covering them. That's me
Right.
though.
Well, and some of them you didn't have to double cover them because they wasn't gonna shake the coverage anyway. They was never gonna get separation. So they realized around the third quarter, for instance, they didn't have to double Thornton, okay, because he can't get separated. Tucker either. I mean, this is miserable kind of catching statistics for your two wide receivers. Thornton, one catch for 20 yards. Tucker, three catches for 12 yards. These are guys that you expected to go deep. I mean, these are Devontae Adams type numbers. I mean, I'm just, throwing that out there. Notice nothing has changed. In 2 years, what has been the common denominator? Bad
No
O-line
offense.
plays
Yeah.
and no running game.
Mm-hmm.
And it isn't about the runners. It isn't about the quarterback. And let me say this about Chip Kelly, and I want to throw this out to the audience even for food for thought. If you're Chip Kelly and you're facing the shock of how bad your O-line is playing, okay? What do? I mean, yeah, you try a few passes to Lobby. You try to bring in Beck for a few things. I mean, well, he didn't bring in Beck at all.
No, I
Uh,
didn't. I saw him once though. I
I
did see.
saw him in. You try some things to Meyer, and of course, we all know Brock Bowers should not have been out there. Okay, let's just call it like we see it.
It's true.
Your main weapon is injured. What kind of plays do you call? When you're four men, when there's seven men basically roving around looking for someone to hit, someone to cover.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what do you call? You're basically done. Okay?
Well,
You,
if you are going to go there, if the offensive line had a modicum
mm-hmm.
of availability to actually block somebody, that's when you run a friggin' draw play.
But again, a draw requires somebody, right, to hold their man long enough
I
to
get
create that gap.
why I said a modicum of offensive line ability, because if the receivers are going deep because they need to get all the yardage and there's seven guys back there and you have four guys in front,
Ugh.
a modicum, a half second of the they're going to get after the quarterback draw.
And,
Maybe
and, and again, you're right. People said they wanted to see more misdirection. They wanted to see more draws. They even wanted to see more sweeps. But
jet sweep,
here,
yes.
yeah, they even wanted to see that. I think we have the personnel to execute it. Problem. Nobody. And that includes your precious Colton can hold their guy long enough on the edge or in the middle or anywhere else in order for those plays to work. We can't even get it. The O line is dictating the playbook at this point. They
Yeah.
really are. And that's a sad commentary because that means Geno's got nothing. Everything is dependent on his arm. And the only reason we beat the Patriots, just as I suspected, is because they needed more than four men to rush. They needed 5 or 6 to put the pressure on. Okay? That took 2 men out of coverage. And that gave us the opening that we needed. And plus, Bowers was healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? What are you hearing from the ground, your ear to the ground about what they're going to do about Bowers? I mean, I think he ought to be sat down. The
Yeah, I mean,
Redskins.
I saw the that he's limited practice. I think that they're trying to the nurse feed him during the week so that he
Mm-hmm.
get the game performance out of it. But I do say this:
Mm-hmm.
if you're hurt, you can play. If you're hurt, if you're injured,
Yeah.
you don't effing play. And we saw how Meyer just stepped up last week, or Mayer. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we saw how he stepped up, and their
But
third tight end is not a snoozer. He can actually perform.
yeah, but they were all getting overpowered. Bowers was getting overpowered. Meyer would get. I watched those
Well,
running plays. They
Peggy,
were just
no,
getting
no.
swallowed.
I'm talking about the passing plays now. I'm
Okay.
talking passing
All
plays.
right.
Okay,
I did
not
not
running.
watch the tight ends as much on the.
Yeah.
I was kind of trying to watch the wide receiver routes, how they were running their routes. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't understand why they weren't open. That's why Geno just couldn't throw.
Yeah,
He
or
couldn't
he
get
threw,
that ball out quick. There
and
was
he threw it into double coverage because he said, "Well, maybe something good will happen."
maybe some miracle will happen. And remember the very first play from scrimmage, guys.
Yeah,
Everybody remembers.
yeah. It was a tip pass interception.
And the problem was he didn't read 7 man in coverage. He thought those 7 men, at least 2 or 3 of those guys, would stay at the line of scrimmage. He never saw that guy. He didn't realize 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. By that time he had released the ball. All right. Instead of that guy being close to the line of scrimmage, he was in coverage.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers were already telling you, we're not going to do what New England did. We're not going to rush 6 guys just to get, because we've watched the film, your guys are bums. We don't need to waste that kind of manpower on your O-line. We'd rather waste it making sure Geno's arm does not beat us. And that's exactly what they did.
Mm-hmm.
People in the NFL understand when you're one-dimensional and passing is your only option, they're going to concentrate on stopping the pass, since they
Hey,
know your people can't block, can't open up a hole for a cat.
I would say
Not
this.
even a rat can sneak through all that traffic.
I would at least address the comment, and I agree with Steve. Thank you, Steve. Good hearing from you, brother. Steve Mahalik is my buddy down in
Hi,
Florida,
Steve.
and he
Yeah.
has a point. The D played solid.
Oh, they
Okay,
did.
the
Only
D
3 points
solid.
given up in the second half. That's the only stat I look at. I don't want to
Yeah.
hear about, oh, those two deep passes. It's early in the season. That's going to happen. They're going to be mix-ups in coverage.
We gave up 3 points on that one play. When we turned it over first play of the game, that's like, okay, we're going to spot you 3 points.
Right.
And they only got the 3 points on that series. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I saw the pass to Keenan Allen. I noticed that. I did see that. Again, folks, sorry. I either had to take a bathroom break or I needed to get a Coke break.
Mm-hmm.
And so I missed the second one. I heard that it was like a long pass. I look up, I'm like, how the F did they get another 7 point? I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
I did do
and
that.
Mike Sarah, you can apply that to 99% of the podcasters on football. They never played the game either. Okay? So, as far as you never played it, I mean, hey, there's a lot of people who talk football who never played a down. Okay?
Yeah.
Just because a guy played football doesn't mean he knows what the H he's talking about either. Okay?
Right.
So there's a lot of things going on that you can see in the game that you can talk about. The men do it all the time, and they never played a down in football. So what? Okay? But I'm telling you now, there's something that we are seeing in that O line that is not a healthy development. And so something else happens too, Captain. When you start failing and failing and failing, you start becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Have you seen it happen among athletes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where you start playing so bad, and people the other side treat you with such disrespect that you start getting down on yourself. And this is what the coaches have to guard against. This is too early in the season for them to lose confidence in themselves. Okay? I'm really worried about that. With the lack of success, that they start losing confidence in themselves. And this is something that we have to watch for, especially with those young guys, right?
Oh, yeah. Now,
what's supposed to happen with Powers Johnson this week? Is he back or?
right. I did check the he limited today because of the concussion. It said limited. I don't know whether he hit the field or not because I didn't go read into that. Okay.
Is he in a protocol or something? What's going on here? I mean, are we like silent sneak concussion protocol?
I couldn't tell you. I read the byline. Bowers was limited, JPJ was limited, and the one cornerback. Oh no, the safety Chin was limited. That's all they listed. 3 limited on today's practice. Didn't go into what else was going on. Now, obviously, with JPJ, he had the concussion, which is why he was out. So he's still probably making sure that all the they want to make sure those synapses work when they need to. Okay,
Right.
so we'll see on that.
And we need to move on and talk about
the
the defense, because I'm just so proud of this unit. I mean, over the last 20 years, how many Raider defenses did you see that only gave up 3 points in the second half? Can I count them on one hand?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I don't even need the whole hand. When I think that people need to focus more on not what goes on between the 20s, but in the red zone. Okay?
Yeah, well, and that was And I'm sorry Sharif's not here because
Mm-hmm.
Sharif is going, oh man, I've seen this movie before. Move it from 20 to 20 and rely on Carlson to get us our points. I'm surprised he's not here. Maybe he has to work. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people are
it's not
concentrating way
it's
too
not
much
yeah.
on, oh, this guy blew the coverage, this guy, this and all that. I'm only looking for the points scored,
Yeah.
points allowed, and this defense has done a marvelous job. I think with
Uh,
what they've had.
Anthony, you're incorrect, sir. The San Diego Chargers are in first place with 2-0.
Right.
The Raiders and the Broncos are tied for second place at 1-1, and the Chiefs are in third place at
How
0.
about that, Captain? 0-3, zero
Yeah.
and two.
Well,
I
no,
mean, who knew? Who thought about it? Who? I mean,
yeah, but they're gonna get that one this week when they play the Giants. So
yeah, and of course, what Giants almost pulled it out Sunday, did they not?
yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda,
Against the
almost.
Cowboys. I mean, they had to go to overtime. But see, as I told people, division games.
Yes.
You can't really, no matter how bad or good a team is playing, division games, and wow, that's it. But I really, really think that the defense is probably what's going to keep us in games until we fix this O line problem. I can't say enough about what kinds of things are going on, that are making this defense better. They make adjustments. I love the way they make adjustments. I love the way that they hit, they converge on the ball. And that's good to see this early,
Yeah.
in the season, that they're really on top of for third down and getting people in third and long. And quite frankly, Herbert was nothing like what he was in the first half, was he?
Yeah.
In the second half, the adjustments are amazing. And I hope to see more of that. But we cannot stop talking about how to play the offense eventually
Yeah,
affects the
and
defense.
folks, yeah, our observations are pretty obvious. In that, I understand that, Mike, um, because what we see here is the obvious points are the defense has played well the first two games, and will need to play well against. Okay, I'm going to play with Peggy, the Redskins on Sunday. Okay, I know what their name is, but
Yeah,
Peggy
yeah,
refuses. Peggy
having
refuses.
grown up, born and raised in Washington,
I
first
got
football
you.
game at age 9,
I
sitting behind the
got you.
Redskin bench. They're going to be the Redskins,
I
and
got you, and that's
and
why I said I'm placating
mm-hmm,
you. Okay, when we go into whatever their friggin' stadium is, and it's not RFK because I'm old school as well. It's not
mm-hmm,
RFK Stadium. It's
right,
whatever that friggin' stadium is in
Northwest.
Andover,
Now they keep changing the name. Go
whatever.
ahead. Mm-hmm.
The thing is that the offense needs to produce, and the biggest thing about the offense producing is the friggin' offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Chip Kelly's calling is limited because of what, Peggy? There's a reason why his calling is limited. The offensive.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, like I said it 3 times. The O line is now dictating the playbook. I mean, that's pretty obvious too.
Yeah.
And again, if we're talking about the question I asked the audience, what could Kelly have done about the situation? He now knows he does not have an O line that can run block, and he does not have an O line that can protect his quarterback. So I
You
suspect
need to
maybe
run
he'll
quick
spend
hits.
this week, figuring out plays. Now he has to figure out how to pass and run the ball.
He was
Before
going
it
to
was
need to
just
learn
running the
how to
ball,
do.
right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, for sure. But then it also dictates he's going to have to run the jet sweeps, which
Mm-hmm.
where we can actually use Trey Tucker's speed to our advantage. And and actually, I think there was one jet sweep where I think Trey Tucker had like 9 yards last
Yeah,
week.
yeah, but that play is not too much available when you're again having trouble keeping people out of that neutral zone, that pocket area, and you're trying to run. It takes too long to develop.
Well, it obviously worked once, Peggy. Then maybe it can work. You
What
gotta
other
have
plays can he
gotta
do to
have.
loosen up loosen up that line of scrimmage? I mean,
Well,
you just can't substitute for it. That's what I'm trying to say.
well, then run again. I am not a professional football coach, and I did not sleep at a Holiday Inn last night. I slept here at Hollywood's house. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. Then you got to be able to do things to dictate what they think you might be doing. You got to do some things that they are would be surprising for them.
Yeah, and a lot of people. Sarah makes the point that switching runners, and a lot of people complain. And I started talking about this point about Johnny just not getting the ball enough. Well, he got the ball 19 times against the Patriots, 38 yards. Got the ball 11 times, 43 yards. Right? We got a
Better
you
average.
know, better average. Uh, yes, and Mostert wasn't was Mostert even active for the game? I
I
did
did
not
not see.
see.
Yeah, I did not see him on the stat sheet.
I kind of thought a back like him might give us a little bit of flexibility, especially bouncing outside. But I didn't see any Mostert
Yeah, well,
anywhere.
that's why when we saw Lobby, it's like aha, aha.
Hmm.
They're gonna try to use it. And again, I for the most part can tell whether it's a yeah. See, Mike says he was inactive. Thanks, Mike.
Right, right. And so
I can
because
tell
of that,
if
I
the
thought Mostert gives you a different look. And I was a little bit, you know, kind of shocked that, why would you go out and get a veteran like that and then not use him? It must be a coach. It might have been a coaching decision and all that. But again, we're back to Kelly's options. Yes, change the running back. Yes, and yes, definitely should start changing out that O line, trying to, pull and match, see whether he can find the right combination. You got to do something about Parham. You've been having to do something about Parham for 2 years. Okay? What do we have to do to tell Parham is a bum? Cannot get the leverage that he needs. He's constantly being outplayed and overbeat, and he's at left guard, right next to Colton. And let me say also that changing running backs, well, how's Lauby's style different from Zamir? Do we really know? The coaches
actually,
know.
Peggy, yes, we do.
Do we
And
know?
I would
I
say,
just haven't seen him run enough.
well,
Lobby.
yeah, well, remember what happened on his first carry?
Mm-hmm.
He fumbled the ball. But I
Yeah.
would say that Lobby is more of that gadget, quick twitch guy because remember he runs back, the kicks.
Right.
He's got the twitch in him. So he's a younger version of Mostert, which is why when Mostert was inactive, Lobby was there. Lobby is a great guy to get, the passes out of the backfield on the run, not standing
Mm-hmm.
in place and going on the run on like I don't know there's a way to call it. I can't remember what the friggin' name is where
Mm-hmm.
you're running that way and you're catching it that way. I know
Mm-hmm.
there's a name for it. Don't remember,
Right.
but he's that guy, and that's why I was looking for him to do that because you notice Lobby was there. He was waiting to see what was going to be in front of him, and then he would leak out if
Mm-hmm.
he had nobody to block he would leak out. That's why I was looking for him to catch the ball. And actually, he was thrown to once, but the ball was batted down because the guys were just too far up in Gino's face.
And let's also say that, of course, Zamir gives you but they were different look on a run. I mean, a power back. I don't know how we are going to, change up the look without changing up what's in front of them. Okay? Maybe some of the people were saying bounce outside, bounce outside. Well, guess what? Our edges weren't under control either.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't under control either. There were guys sitting there waiting for just that move at times. Because remember, the Charger DC had 7 men to work with. So he was moving linebackers outside. I saw them. Some of them were, creeping. They were showing blitz. And then they were, instead of dropping back in coverage, they kind of dropped a couple of yards back. And I said, uh-oh, they're waiting for something to happen on the edge. And, of course, we didn't do that either. So what are Kelly's options against the Redskins? Okay?
Yeah, I would say, and again, it's not, I was reading the comment, it's not a wheel route. There you go.
There you go.
Popped into my head. A wheel route. That's
right.
when you already have the guy running in motion. He's in for the wheel route. He catches it in stride, and bam, he's gone. That's the thing I'm looking forward for lobby, because you're not standing waiting for the ball to get there. You're already on the move. You're going forward anyway, and you're not going to take a 5-yard loss when you catch the friggin' pass. You're actually usually even with the line of scrimmage, or maybe even a little bit beyond, maybe a little back, but you're not going to lose 5 friggin' yards. It's a wheel route. I was thinking, what was the shit that Marcel Reese used to do? Wheel route.
I love that guy, but of course he had more size on him.
But it was the pattern was I was trying to remember.
Right, and going to the Redskins, I really, first of all, I'm not impressed with the size of the Redskin defense. To be honest, I don't think that they're really that big. But what they are, of course, is quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And perhaps that could be used to our advantage. I'm not scared of the Redskin receivers either. I think our guys can handle that. I have a lot of confidence in our defense. And they're still getting things worked out in that secondary. I mean, there's a lot of, missed coverages, missed assignments, people being handed off to zones that don't exist, which is what happened on one of those touchdowns, right? Somebody handed somebody off and, oops, there's nobody behind me. And of course, the safety couldn't get over fast enough once he realized the mistake.
That must have been the touchdown I missed then.
Yeah, that must have been the one, because that one was clearly the corner. That was on the corner. I don't know whether I'm pretty sure he thought he was in zone. He just handed him off and nobody was there, right? Safety immediately realized it and he crossed the field, but it's too late. The ball's right on time and right there. Those kind of mistakes. I think we'll get better. I think we'll get, the secondary is going to get a lot better at these assignments. When zone is called, when it's not, what kind of zone, too high. I mean, all those things that go along. And remember, we've got a lot of new personnel in our secondary. People forget we lost Nate Hobbs, right? We lost Bennett. We lost Morick, right, from last year. Of course, Bennett wasn't really a factor since he stayed hurt. But we lost some guys in that secondary. These are basically at least 5 or 6 guys that weren't there last year.
Yeah, and you also forgot to say Marcus Epps, but
yeah,
he was gone for most of the season last year.
Season 2, so it didn't matter. But again, you got about at least 5 or 6 brand new faces out there in that secondary. And of course, we forgot about the infamous Jack Jones, right? At the other corner. Gone too. See
you, Jack. Yeah, see you, Jack. Hey, I tell you, Jack Jones was the latest version of the kid from University of Miami, Philip Buchanan. I got it in time. I was like,
keep talking, and somebody was talking to me about Buchanan. That's the little engine that could, but didn't.
See, I would say this: Philip giveth. And Philip take it away.
Exactly. I mean, I couldn't understand what was going on in that guy's head, except the guy, of course, that they brought in, Fabian Washington, to replace him.
Yeah.
There was no giving. It was all taking.
It was Fabian taketh away again and again and again.
Right, right.
Bad way.
And
Yeah.
and and another obvious point about Epps being cut. Uh, it's just we have so many new guys back there, and there's just I'm gonna give them a break. I'm gonna give them a chance to get that chemistry going because they had some nice chemistry going last year, right? Except for the injuries, they really had in the last two years they've had some really nice chemistry, and they got to get it back. I know they got to get back. It is time for me to sneak out. Do you have a guest after me? Did you get the guest you
No,
wanted to get?
no.
Oh.
I wanted to, but he said he'd get back with me, and I'm gonna wait till tomorrow, and
Mm.
hopefully he'll pop in tomorrow. It'll be somebody that wow, you talk
Yeah.
about volatile after the game.
Go ahead.
After the game, no, because then it'll give away who the guest is. I'm just saying that I made a statement, and person who was correct said, "You don't sugarcoat shit, Jack. You're sugarcoating it." And they
Mm-hmm.
said something. I'm like, I looked at him. I looked at, well, if you want me to really respond to that, you just sugarcoated an answer as well. I'm just going to leave it at that. Hopefully you'll come in. If not, then I'll at least explain the exchange tomorrow. And again, this gentleman is very busy. So
Right.
the fact is that that I didn't hear from him. That's fine. I did see. I will say this as well. I did talk to Raider great Reggie Kinlaw over the weekend,
Uh-huh.
and I said, Reggie, it'd be great to have you on sometime. So he's like, I didn't do anything. I'm retired. So hopefully we'll have Reggie Kinlaw in
That would be
soon.
nice. That's
Yeah.
going to be a nice show.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
tune
Yeah.
in for that. We got
Yeah.
to run, and I'm hoping against the Redskins that they're not the Chargers, and they won't be doing a four-man rush. They'll have to rush six. I'm just looking at their size and the way they play, and of course their defensive coordinator.
Who is their defensive coordinator?
I want to say Dan Quinn, right? Right
No,
off the
well,
bat.
okay, technically yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Just like our defense coordinator,
is
technically
Pete
is
Carroll,
right. Yeah,
but I'm just is his guy Joe Witt, right? Guy that came up and he's kind of new, and he's been there. This is his second year, but he's basically a Quinn disciple.
right.
Right. I mean, so he's still got some of those training wheels on. We shall see. And of course, everybody's all excited. Oh, Jaden's not going to be there. Jaden's not going to be there. Well, I don't
He'll,
know that.
he'll play.
Exactly.
If I tell you what, folks, it said it today that Quinn's going to be waiting until Friday,
Right, but
and if Jaden Daniels is able to play Friday, and that's your star player, you will see him on Sunday. But here's the flip side.
that's right. I wouldn't mind
Just
seeing
because
Marcus.
there you go.
Exactly.
If he doesn't play, they got a backup quarterback by name of I don't know, a Heisman Trophy winner by the name of Mariota, who has an
Mm-hmm.
axe to grind against the Raiders. So if you
Right.
don't think that he would be motivated to torch our ass, you haven't been paying attention.
Exactly. And there's so many. There are a couple of former Raiders that we will see on Sunday, but I got kind of think we'll have more options against the Redskins, far more than we had against the Chargers defense. Anyway, got to run. See you soon. See you in Washington on Friday.
I'll see you, Peggy. When we get in, I will give you a text. Faux show.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. Bye-bye, Miss Peggy. Always great
Mm-hmm.
having you on. Every other week she's going to be putting it down, laying it down, and all of that. So yeah, salute that Jay's in the house. Good to see her as well. No, I wasn't able to get one of the people that I wanted to get, so I was allowing to see what was going on. But here's the point: the last game was a stinker. The last game was we're stating the obvious. It's true. But if we said anything that infuriated you, then okay. And if Mike, I love hearing from Mike because Mike's views are cognizant. It's not, oh my God. There was and I have no clue if she was a Raiders fan or a Chargers fan, probably a Raiders fan. And I'm not knocking that she was a woman. Okay. I'm not saying it doesn't matter if this was a woman or not. It was saying, well, if our offense had played better and if our defense had played better, we would have won. No shit. No shit. If our offense had played better and our defense had played better, we would have won. That's no, yeah. She is 100% correct. Again, doesn't matter if it's a woman. If a guy had said something like that, it's stupid. And I think the thing that pissed me off yesterday or Monday. What day is it? It's Wednesday. Thank you. Jay was a duh. There was a drunken, gloating Charger fan, female, that's leaving the stadium going, Chargers, Chargers. And I'm like, lady, you do realize how stupid you sound when you're using our motivational call against us. You won. Use your own. Did he even have one? I mean, if we're going to go back to San Diego Superchargers, that grated on me. That grated on me. But if you have anything to talk about, I think I put the link in. Yes, I did. Raider fans, hit the link. Jay, if you want to pop in, hit the link. Mike, Sarah, would love to hear from you. Savage, get your ass in here, okay? Obviously, I know that EMAC is going to be in here. I knew that, and as soon as I said it, yeah, EMAC is here. So EMAC is going to talk about his Seattle Seahawks, which have looked really good. I'm sure he's going to have some. And I will say this for EMAC before he even said it. EMAC said that with the way that he saw the Raiders play against New England, he put a betting slip on us for the playoffs. Maybe that's the curse of death, but at least EMAC thinks so. I don't think it was curse of death when EMAC actually thinks that we are making the playoffs. So we'll go over that. But hit the link. The link is going to stay up there. I'm going to bring EMAC Daddy into the house. How you doing there, EMAC? What's going on with you?
Doing good. How are you, brother?
I'm good. How you doing?
Just got back from Florida, and I've been sick for like days.
Oh, what did you get in Florida?
Oh, I was in Panama City Beach to see my mom.
No, but what you said you were sick, but what did you get to get sick?
Oh, a fever for like a couple days.
Okay.
And then I got regular sickness after that.
Okay, well, make sure you take care of yourself. I have the Las Vegas flu. Is you just the sinuses. I've been coughing and the nose is running and it's that's just the way it is.
Yeah, from what my mom was telling me, she thought it was sun poisoning.
Could be. Did you not protect yourself on the beach?
Well, I didn't think I was going to get that.
EMAC, I'm telling you, brother.
Well, it's also probably people from the plane, so
could be. Could be
too.
Well, other than that, Jay says get better, and that's probably for both of us. So
appreciate you, Jay.
Yeah, give me some insight to what you were talking about. Again, obviously gloat about your Seahawks first. Let's go there first.
Yeah, the Seahawks. I know that they're 1-1 right now, but I haven't really been watching the last couple of games to even before I even say anything about my knowledge and shit. That's just because I've been busy.
You didn't enjoy it. You were on vacation. You're good.
And then the week before, I was at the Rainiers game for minor league baseball that my work got invited to. So, yeah. But anyway, 1-1. I mean, I can't be too worried. We just beat the Steelers. I know we beat the Steelers due to the stupid mistakes that the Steelers had in Pittsburgh. especially with.
Sounds good though. I love.
I saw that one kick returner just touched the ball, and when he thought when the ball hit the out of bounds, I mean the back of the end zone, thought it was gonna be a touchback, but Seattle picked it up and came their ball.
Right.
Yep. Anyway, man.
Gotta know the rules, man.
Anyway, what happened to your the Raiders against the Chargers, man?
Oh my good, Emac. I guess you're coming in late because I would say that.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
No.
I didn't think you were going to start a show.
No, we have been for the last hour. Peggy and I were discussing how the fact is that when your offense doesn't work because your offensive line doesn't work, you're not going to score too many points. Now, if you look at it, they still scored 9 points, but when they needed them to make those threes into 6+1s, it didn't happen. I mean, if you take all of those points, let's say at least two of them are touchdown +1s, and then you get the one field goal, then it's a 2017 game, and who's to say what happens? You know, you're not one-dimensional. You're not needing to throw the ball when you're down 2 scores, and by 2 scores, at least one of them is 6+2+3, right? You need to make sure that you're throwing, and once you pin your ears back, the Raiders are one-dimensional.
I think they're still trying. I think they're playing against a tough team too. So.
Oh yeah, the Chargers are a very good team. I'm not poo-pooing them at all. You know.
Well, we all thought they were going to Charger maybe, but look at what they're doing now.
Well, you know what? They still got time because I remember when the Chargers were, I think, 14-2 under the old coach of the Chiefs. Can't remember his name, but he was the old Chiefs coach, Marty Schottenheimer. There you go. I got it before somebody popped in. They were 14-2 and they didn't do shit.
Yeah.
They were gone because the Chargers are going to charge, and that's just
the
way.
May. But I think that if the only reason I don't think they're going to charge horribly because they got the better coaches they ever had by Harbaugh. Like I think he's the better coaches out of all the shitty coaches the Chargers ever had, comparing to maybe Anthony Lynn.
Yeah, but that's
Staley was going to be horrible.
I mean, yeah, that's easy though. If you compare him to Anthony Lynn or Staley, I mean, that's an easy. Of course, he's a better coach because he has a pedigree.
But I think the Raiders are going to find a way to figure their shit out when the season moves on. Apparently, I really think they are going to figure their shit out anyway, since it's beginning of the season. And Pete Carroll is not going to let them flop that badly.
I agree, and he has the team gelling quicker. I found out today that under the old Raider coaches, they would meet once a month for like a team get together. Pete has them meeting every other week, so that's obviously double the time where they can get the gelling together. This is team activities that you're not pounding pads, and that's a good thing. And it actually is surprising because I would have thought with Pete it would be like once a week, but maybe they're going to work up to that. But
maybe.
Yeah, but they're getting the gel together. I said this was year 0. It would not be year 1 until at least halfway through the midway point, and we'll see that. And we'll see what happens. And I don't. They played horribly the other night. I witnessed it. They played better in the second half against New England. I witnessed it. I will be at the game this weekend. I can say I witnessed it. I'm going to the first 5 games. Bing, 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 bing. I don't even remember what the games are after that because then I'll figure it out. But I will witness. I can tell you I was there. I saw this. Okay?
Anything can happen on a Sunday at this point.
You got it.
It's not about knowledge, I'm guessing. It's about what the teams can do on the field.
You got it. Emac, hey, I appreciate you coming in. Get better, partner. You
yes, sir.
All right. Getting better strength as well.
Love you, brother. And let's go Raiders!
Thank you, Ben.
All
Go
right,
home and get some rest, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Take care.
Brother.
That's EMAC, man. Wishing good things. If you want to come into the show, and I said EMAC opened the door, saying good sight things. The Raiders are going to get their shit together. And even if it doesn't amount to victories, they're going to get their shit together. They're going to gel. Peggy says maybe we start to bring in Rodgers and Grant this year, like almost immediately. I think Parham's on the last year of his contract. Some of you can check on that, but I think he's on the last year of his contract. Alex Kappa, who I was high on, I admit that I was high on Alex Kappa coming in to be the guy in case we needed him. It ain't so. Alex Kappa is not if you break in case of emergency, break glass. Well, he's glass. And he did not do anything. So we're going to have to figure out the offensive line. Hopefully JPJ will play. And even if he's not playing center, as long as he's playing, he's better than not playing, right? If he can play. And I agree with Peggy. Oh, EMAC, I saw that you made some bets, but I didn't see exactly what it was. So you'll have to get with me offline. You know how you send me IG hits. So I'll wait for that. But yeah, EMAC hits me up on IG in the messenger, so we talk a bit. So I'm glad that he's here. Having said that, I will even I'll put it right here. Come into the show. And I will paste. I'll do it again. And then we'll do it out here. Yeah, I bet Genty for offensive rookie of the year as well. I'm hoping it's going to come up to the offensive line. Going to be coupled with the offensive line. Bolt up with DZ. Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. We got the Bolts in here. Thank you for being here. A Bolt fan who's not an asshole. And that's a great respect right there. Building culture takes time. Pete knows a thing or two about building team's culture. Bad game, didn't get out of it. Scott-free. Mac lost for 4 weeks. DZ, you know that I never wish ill on anybody. I don't. Now, if they get injured and we don't have to play them, that's not wishing ill. It's like taking advantage of ill. I didn't even know that Mac was injured. I did not even know that Mac was injured until somebody told me that. But yeah, we got a bad game. We had a bad game. Mike Sarah was in for a second. Mike, come back. Yeah, Big E, our captain favorite. I know. But Big E and I's Big E's not even a troll anymore. Actually, Mac, you're not even a troll anymore. You're just a dude who has differing opinions. Now, if you want to be a troll, you're not. I don't like trolls. I like people that contribute. Hopefully, what is it? Mike, Sarah. Hopefully, you'll come back in. Mike, we are ready for you. And again, DZ. Here's the thing: y'all won. You deserve to win. And hats off. And I said it last night on the show with Coach and with Robert, and so it makes me chortle to having to say that. But y'all won, and like I said, the fact that I didn't even know that Mac was out. Y'all won it without Mac. No, if Mac was there, I'm going to add him. Mike. Connect your micro. Oh, okay. Hopefully okay. Mike, did you get your mic and everything else squared away? Mike, I hear you. What's going on, brother? Mike.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sir. Good to hear from you.
Oh, good. It said it was blocking my mic.
Yeah, well, don't do that. Come on, man. I want to be able to hear you.
Oh, Lord.
So go ahead,
Hello?
pop off, man.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I can't. I feel like I'm not on here. Okay, we're good. No, I just wanted to obviously thank Peggy for being on. She did a great job as usual. I didn't mean to to insult her in any way. I just, I look at it this way. I think we're all casual observers. We don't really know what's going on. And I think that leads me to the point where the coaching situation, because if we see what's going on, obviously the coaches see what's going on. There's no way they can't. They've got to do something to correct the situation. You can't let this offensive line go the way it is right now. There's something that has to be done.
Right.
And you hope as coaches they figure it out. The offensive line probably should have been addressed in the offseason better. I would have brought in a bunch of veterans and just had everybody fight it out, and whoever the best one was got the spot. It just didn't seem like we brought in Alex Kappa, one of the worst rated offensive guards last year.
Yeah, I mean,
so
and I hear from you, but remember, PFF grades are stats to me.
I understand. I know when you see it, when you're at the game, you actually see it happening. That's a big difference.
Well, here's the other thing, though. I only see a limited amount in a limited amount of time because I don't see the Jumbotron all the time. People were saying, hey, you were on the Jumbotron 3 times. Great. I knew I didn't make national TV because my phone didn't buzz. And when they said, I saw you on TV, then I know, I just must have made TV. But I don't watch the Jumbotron. I watch the game because normally, especially in Allegiant, they don't have a lot of extra replay unless there's something that's really effed up. And when they had the defensive pass interference calls, they played that on the Jumbotron again and again and again. And yes, DZ, there were at least one. I'm kind of not. It was the face guarding one, but then when I saw that the hand crossed and hit the hand and the face mask, that is a defensive pass interference, and it wasn't fucking called. And there was
I saw that play. There was another one where I think it was on Bowers. They grabbed his arm. It was later in the game. It was the game was pretty much over, but they grabbed his arm, and they didn't call it was in the fourth quarter late when we were trying to get something on the board with 2 minutes left or something. Something crazy like that.
Now, I would say, I'm actually going to put this one up for you. EMAX says that the Chargers are going to be the Super Bowl champions for the next 2 years. I don't agree with that.
I've seen this story with the Chargers too many times. I think we all have.
Yeah.
And I was listening to that show you guys were on last night. It's a pretty good show. I like the coach. I like Alex. I don't like RG. I just dislike that person. So I don't listen to him very.
Well,
I know you try to get along with him as much as you can, and I
did, but
commend you for that.
You also notice that RG doesn't say stupid shit to me.
No,
to set me off. I think it was because I think Coach and Alex, and again, I don't know if this happened, but I think Coach and Alex might have said to him, don't do anything stupid to piss off the captain. And I enjoy that show. I really do. I enjoy that show. It's fun.
It is good. And Coach is a great guy. He's excellent at what he does. And he does a great job of that middleman.
Yeah. Even DZ is giving you the like this, the surprise face. We all know that it's a joke. That's right. I appreciate that as well, D. Yeah, I know. No. It's not because he's a Charger fan. It's because of who he is. It's the way he is. That's what it is, D said.
It's a young kid who and I'm not trying to, youth is great, but this kid thinks he knows everything. What is he, early 20s probably?
No, I think he's 25, 26.
Yeah.
So he stepped up from early 20s. He got over the hump.
But it's still a good show. I enjoy listening to it, and Ref Guru is awesome. He's probably the star of the show. He comes up with some great stuff.
Yeah, in fact, the conversation that you don't hear is is like the pre-show and the after show is stuff that is gold as well. And I will give Ref Guru props because y'all didn't hear this, and this is the biggest prop as well. Is that both Coach and RG and Alex, not even me, said that Ref carried the show, the first half of the show, all by himself.
Yeah. he came up with some interesting things. Obviously how they favor certain quarterbacks. That was obvious, but he admitted it. I'm not saying he did it, but he knows that they've done it.
It's being done. Yes, I agree. That's true. But no, I'm glad that you like the show because again, I like being on the show, and we have a good chemistry together. I think it's the old Wild Wild West chemistry minus and nothing against Richie, but my interpersonal relationships with Coach and with Alex from before has always been great. So that's why I think the show works.
Yeah, definitely. No, it does, and they're all good. It's just everybody's got their own opinion, obviously, and I love the Charger guys because they're real pumped about their team right now, and they think they're going to the Super Bowl, and it's only two games in. And who did they beat? They beat a Chiefs team that's basically, if they didn't have Mahomes, they would only score 3 points a game.
Right.
And then you play against the Raiders, who obviously have their issues this year. We saw it Monday night, so it wasn't like they beat Philadelphia and Green Bay.
Right, who I will see in Green Bay this year. I'm glad that's a great segue.
Wow,
both in one at one.
I tell you what, Green Bay looks like the real deal. Yeah. Now it's early on, but I mean they're dominant. So we'll see how it goes.
Now, Mike, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask the same thing for DZ as well, because again, the Chargers are playing the Broncos this week, and that was one of the games that we now again. On the show yesterday, they pick, point spreads. I can't stand, I really don't. I can't stand point spread. It's who's going to win. So
you picked Denver. I picked Denver. I really think that's going to happen.
I had to do the point spread. I said, yeah, I will take Denver in the points. But I think that Denver can win that game. But if not win, it's going to be a pencil thin game. I think it's a pencil thin game.
I think, I don't know. I think the Chargers are grossly overrated right now. I mean, they're a quality team, but they're not like, I don't know. Everybody's thinking that Herbert's going to be a Hall of Famer one of these days. Who knows?
Okay. See, isn't this amazing? And thank you for sharing that, DZ. This is from the Wild Wild West guys. DZ represents the Chargers. Richie Riche represents the Broncos, and they both picked the other team to win. That's fun. That's fun.
Well, let's hope the Charger guy's right and his team loses.
We'll see that.
I'm almost, I hate the Chiefs. That's probably the team I hate the most, but Chargers are getting to be a close second.
I always said that the team I hated the most in the AFC West was usually the team that was the winning smug people, and it's been the winning smugs for Kansas City for so long. I remember when it was Denver, the Denver was the smug team, and the 1 or 2 years that the Chargers were the smug team, that was the team that I hated the most, usually at the time, but as a rule, it's always Kansas City, followed by Denver, and Chargers is just an afterthought. But
yeah,
and AJ, the Bishop is here. We will talk Dodgers if you want to come in after this as well. So if you want to come in, Bishop, we'll talk a little bit of baseball on this Wednesday night. So that'll be fun to talk baseball.
Yeah, at least your teams are in it. My team is done.
Cardinals, right?
Yeah, they're like 5 games under 500. They're having a really bad year.
Well,
Philly looks like the real deal.
You're stomping on my headlines, Mike. I'm going to use that when I talk with the Bishop, because I remember this, who's going to beat us? Who's going to beat us? We the champs. Who going to beat us? I know that's a bad Bishop impression, but it's kind of online.
The thing I can't believe is you guys don't have Wheeler and you're still winning like that. I mean, that guy was a huge part of your team.
Yes. And I don't know what the present score is because so Blake Snell. So Blake Snell is throwing for the Dodgers tonight. I don't know who is. I think it's probably either Luzardo or the old guy from the Mets, Taiwan Walker. It's probably either Walker or Luzardo because I know Beeler played the other night and won, and I know it's not Nola. So whoever Snell playing, Bishop will tell me in a minute as well.
Didn't we have a Taiwan on the Raiders?
Yeah,
Taiwan Jones.
Yeah, Taiwan Jones, number 22.
He was a fast little dude.
Yes, he was. And again, I wish they would have used him more often, but unfortunately, he
had that one play. I think it was against the Jets when we scored all those points. I don't remember what game it was. They threw a little flare pass to him, and he juked somebody and went like 70 yards.
Yeah,
that's the one play I really remember him by. But he wasn't a bad little player.
He was. Hey, but Mike, what do you now? Honest opinions, okay? What do you think about this Sunday Raiders Commanders? And again, now that Miss Peggy's off the show, because when Peggy's on the show, they're the Redskins, and I agree.
I agree. Redskins all the way for me. I think Commanders is the worst name.
But I'm going to play along with the was it the NFL PC? And I'm not politically correct, but technically they are the Commanders. Technically they're the Commanders. But what do you think about a Raiders Commanders game on Sunday?
Oh,
and again, I heard that. Like I said, DZ, thank you for saying DZ thinks the Broncos are going to win, and then Richie thinks the Colts or the Chargers are going to win. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope the Denver wins. I guess I hope more than I think they're going to win. So we'll see how it goes.
But what about
the Raider game? I don't know. I don't think it'll be a blowout. Watch it be a blowout, but most of the time, a game like that, it's going to be tough going back to the East Coast early. I mean, it's 10 o'clock Vegas time, so that's tough. I don't think it matters who plays quarterback. I think Jaden Daniels, if he plays, I think he's going to do well. I think Marcus Mariota could be real dangerous.
Yeah.
So either way, I don't think it's going to matter on the quarterback situation. I really think it comes down to our offense, and if we can score, I mean that's the key.
Okay, so
and not field goals, touchdowns.
Right? Yeah. I tell you what, if we continue to keep putting 3 up on the board, I am not going to make that Vegas bet that I made of the over of 7 is probably not going to happen.
Well, you were saying they play between the 20s and they kick a 3-pointer, but I think it's more play from like starting at like our 20 and going to like the 40 and having our kicker kick a 58-yard field goal. That's most of the time. That's True. How it is more often than it is him kicking a 30-yard field goal.
Yeah,
it's usually we don't get a lot of yards.
Yeah, we get was it like about half the field, maybe 45 yards.
What was that? And I think we had an 11-minute drive. Or no, not 11-minute drive. I'm sorry, 11-play drive.
Yeah.
And I think we got a field goal out of it, which is insane.
That was the positive news. It was 11 plays.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
But
you're not working out? You're not working out, Mike?
Yes, I am. I'm on the treadmill right now. So,
they should say there are 3 things that you can always count on: death, taxes, and Mike Sarah working out.
Well, I'm trying to avoid death for sure. In taxes, you really have no choice. So that's why I'm working out, avoiding death as much as possible. But anyway, well, I'll let you go. I'm going to just, leave on these words. I just think I have faith in our coaching staff.
I do.
I think they'll figure it out. They somehow have to figure it out. I mean, we all see it. Obviously, they see it. I think we figure it out. I think we right the ship, and we're not going to have, a 10-game winning season this year. We'll probably have 6 or 7 wins like we all thought. And, it's progress. We'll go about it and see what happens next year.
That's why I said if they get 7, those are major wins. Plus,
that's your money. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my money.
I'll take 7.
I'll take 7.
But I think everybody just has to have faith in the coaching staff. I think Pete Carroll's a lot better coach than what we've had for a while. And I'm not sure about Chip Kelly. I mean, he's a good X's and O guy, but we'll see how it works. He's still an upgrade from what we had last year, which was Luke Getsy. That was pretty sad.
I could be better than OC than Luke Getzey. And I am honest as rain, honest engine, like rain, whatever the friggin' quote is. I'm a better OC than Luke Getzey.
Well, isn't the offensive coordinator Kingsbury? He was the guy we were supposed to get.
Yes.
And we thought we had him, and then he left because we didn't. I think it's because we wouldn't commit to going with Jaden Daniels or trying to get Jaden Daniels.
Right.
That's what
we told
I heard.
We're not going after Jaden Daniels, and we were only offering him a 2-year deal, vice a 3-year deal, and he's like, "No, I'm going to go to Washington." And honestly, I would have too.
Yeah, so we're going to be going against him.
Yep.
And I don't know who their defensive. You said it was Witt. I think it's obviously Dan Quinn, but is that what Peggy said? I think it was Witt, somebody like that.
Witt, yes, Joe Witt.
So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what to think right now. I think it's too early to freak out. I think Gino will bounce back. I think Gino's a tough guy, and I think everybody watched that game was like, "Oh, Gino's horrible," but I think Peggy was right. I mean, at least he was making the attempt to get the ball down the field and make a play.
And I said, and I actually, Mike, I said that too. It's not his fault. It's the offensive line's fault. That's why he was trying to throw. And she said it in her article, and I said the same thing as well. He had no other alternative, and who was saying that we weren't? Oh, Bishop was saying we're not using Genty correctly. The offensive line can't block.
Yeah,
I agree. I do agree that they need to give him the ball more. That I agree with.
And there was a point in the game, and I think it was second, third quarter, maybe, where Genty was getting the ball and he was making progress. He was getting 6 yards and he'd get 5 yards. Yes. So he was getting first downs and he was getting in a flow. And for some reason, they brought Zeus in. Now, I know they bring Zeus in for passing situations because he's a better pass protector right now than Genty. But they brought him in and it just kind of screwed up the whole flow. And once that happened, I think we ended up punting the ball. It was like, wow, we had something going. And, and I know everybody was like, well, he had 19 carries for 38 yards the first game. Yeah, but it was on a wet field. And he would have got that touchdown if he wouldn't have slipped.
Yep.
He slipped on that. He was going to go to the outside. He slipped. If he'd have gained his footing, he would have went around and he got on the outside. I guarantee he would have scored. Because it was only only like 15 yards out, 20 yards out.
No, actually, I think it was closer to midfield.
I didn't know.
I might be mistaken, but I think it was on one side of the midfield, and if he had gotten, it would have been like about a 45. And again, Mike, I might be mistaken. I just know that he had a lot of field in front of him, so it wasn't a short field. He had a lot of field in front of him, but if he would have hit the mark and not slipped, it would have been his first touchdown would have been a nice long, like 45, 50 yarder.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to happen, and he went down. It seems like with him, there are so many just almost breaking it. I mean, almost.
Yes.
By a few inches or whatever you want to call it, but he almost gets it, and then boom, he's down, and it's like wow. But I think he's going to break one of these. I mean, he's got to break. He does that. He did that. I watched him play with Boise State, and he'd always do that. 2 or 3 yards, boom, boom, boom. 2 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards. Back to 3 yards and then break a big one.
And remember, Josh Jacobs started out slow too.
Oh yeah,
he started out slow too. So there's a lot of
and I love Josh Jacobs, but I think Genty has a lot more talent.
Yes,
I mean, Josh Jacobs is just a plotter. He's a hard-nosed runner. But I mean, Genty's got the skill, and you can just see it. But it seems like every time he gets a ball, somebody is on him. Especially those little. Like you said, those little lateral passes. Don't understand those.
Give them a wheel route, and actually, they need to do that with Lobby. They did do one play with Lobby, and I think he got like 9 yards or whatever on it. Good. I might have been getting a Coke at the time. So.
Yeah, they did one play where they brought Lobby in. He did a little wheel route, like you said, and he got. I think it was like maybe a 9-10 yard gain. It was a nice little gain, kind of different. I don't know what's going on with Mostert. I don't know if he's hurt, if he's just not cutting it. I know in the preseason he looked slow.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what's going on, but something's got to change. You got to change something up because you can't go the way you're going right now and expect to win any game. Not with that kind of offensive line play. So I trust the coaches. I guess I'll leave on this note again. I'll trust the coaches. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think you're right, Mike. I honestly, hey, if they get my 7, which is that's my bottom line. To get my 7, I win. This is year 0 to year 1. This is where you start getting it together. The Chargers are a year ahead of us, and I can't remember who said that, and I think if DZ was there. They have a year of that melding and gelling. They're a year ahead of us there because they did it last year, and they were in the playoffs too.
Yeah.
So
I mean, here's a situation. We have a new GM, a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator. Yeah, everything. I mean, when you have all that, everybody's new. It's not gonna all gel in one shot.
I agree.
So that's my 2 cents. I don't claim to be an expert, but just like I said, it's observation. That's all. We all see it. So I'm sure the coaches see it, and I'm sure the coaches know what to do.
And they see things we don't, folks, because remember, they're at practice every day, and the reporters only get a small portion. I think it's maybe even like 1, maybe 2 days, and a small portion during the week. That's what they write about because you can't say all of that, and because you can't, you got to have some of that. That's
and on the defensive side of the ball, if our defense plays like they did the first 2 games, I think we always have a chance to win. I mean, they dominated that second half against the Patriots, and they dominated that.
Yes,
and then they played well the second half of this game Monday night. The first half was a little questionable, but they made adjustments, and they played much better. And I don't even remember. I don't remember Herbert getting much yardage. I don't think he did much in the second half.
Not as much as the second. And for those that are saying that the Chargers kneeled down at the very end of the game, yes, that is true. That is true. And that's the sportsmanlike thing. Hell, John Harbaugh didn't do that when the Raiders played the Ravens years ago. And I can't stand that fucker for it, but at least his brother Jim realizes we got the game won. Don't be an asshole.
Exactly.
So he actually did victory formation, which was nice. Could they have scored again? At least 3, yes.
Yeah, they would have scored.
Yeah, but we'll see on that.
But that was at the end of the game. That's almost like garbage points.
Yes.
That's the end of the game. I mean, we held them to 20. Legitimately, we held them to 20 points. Now, could they have in the first half or second half when they came out and they moved the ball and they were on like maybe the 5-yard line and we stopped them on 3rd down? Could they went for it on 4th down? They probably could have done it and they probably could have scored. But for some reason, they kicked the field goal, helped us out a little bit, or gave us a chance at least.
Yeah, I agree there. Remember, Mike, you got to do an extra mile. Oh no, okay. You're old like me, but you're in better shape. You got to do an extra half mile.
There you go.
For the one that I'm not doing today.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I think we're both. I think you're maybe a year or 2 older, but not much. I am. Yeah, I'm getting close to 60.
Yeah.
Getting close.
I'm 60 with a lot of mileage. I'm 60 with a lot of mileage. Broke.
But you still get the women by all the pictures I see.
Hey, you know what it is? And I'll say this, and it's true. It's like the dog that chases the car, right? And what happened when the dog gets the car? He doesn't know what the fuck to do with it, right? Because he's chasing it. I got all these pictures with these wonderful women, and I'm like, the fuck am I going to do with this? It's one of those things. So it's all.
Hey, it looks good. It gives you a good look.
Yeah, that I agree with. That I agree with.
Every guy our age enjoys that kind of look, so we'll take it.
You got it. Hey, and you take care of yourself there, brother.
Okay. Hey, good luck. Have fun at the game, and maybe I'll see you at Indy. I'm thinking about going, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm going to be there. I'll be at Indy.
Good. All right. Hopefully we'll see you there, and good luck this weekend.
You got it. Hey, take care, Mike.
All right. Take care. Bye.
All right. Mike Sarah gracing us with some time when he's not on the treadmill. Even Ed Winchell says take care. I like that. Captain Jack should get hookers and cocaine. No, there's actually a guy whose name is Hookers and Cocaine. That's his name. That was his name. That's his like persona. Hookers and Cocaine. I miss him. He was a great guy too. He was always the guy at the barbecue. He was on the grill. Hookers and Cocaine. Great guy. Jim had not young bucks. Pissing contest has cooled off. Competition nonetheless. Jim won. Wasn't trying to piss Pete off. Yeah, that's true. That's true, DZ, because it's a division game. It's a division game, and I agree with that. And DZ, I definitely appreciate you being in here. I know that a lot of times you said that you have the kids with you, so you can't be in. But I appreciate all your comments. Man, I haven't seen Matt Marinovich in here tonight. I don't see Matt Marinovich in here. What's this? I don't need hookers. Women flaunt day and night to spend the night with him and always. Well, some of that's right. Ed, can't wait to see you, brother. Cannot wait to see you. But yeah. No, I don't. That's true. I don't need hookers. I would like to see, and I'm gonna actually open my phone if I can pick it. Where the hell did I put my phone? Oh, there it is. Ed Winchell knows, because I know that both he as well as okay, so I just pop it on. Top of the fifth. Dodgers winning 3-0. Okay. We go play by play. I have no clue how they scored. I know Snell's pitching, 64 pitches, no earned runs, and so they're winning, and that's great. Oh, we'll tell Lisa. I said hello. Tell Lisa I said hello. She can call me anytime, Ed. You know why? Because you have my number. This is the Las Vegas flu. So stuffed up. I saw Angelo's. Oh, there we go. Angelo's live on Instagram. Beautiful women asking to get pictures with you. Yes. That's because I'm just I'm an old dude with personality. Cause I got personality walk, personality talk, personality smile. Not bad for an old dude. 2 outs now. Who's up? Wade Wilson or Weston Wilson? I always say Wade Wilson. It's Weston Wilson. But yes, Dodgers are winning 3-0. We got a little time left. Mundungus is a great dude, Emac. Mundungus is a great dude. I think the Giants. Oh my! Ed Winchell calling his shot. It's in Kansas City, though. If it was in New York, I would say more likely. But it's in Kansas City. Now it is Russell Wilson playing for the Giants, which it would mean something. I mean, I'm not going to poo-poo it. I would love to see it. Can you imagine Alex's face on the next show if the Chiefs are 0-3? Oh, it's in New York. Okay, thanks, Ed. Okay, it's in New York. Then it's more likely. And yes, tell Lisa I said hello, Ed, please. It's in the Meadowlands. Yeah, well, I know it's not New York. Emac, go get some bedtime. I'm going to put the link up again, and I think all of us are probably saying go Giants. I know that my buddy that's a New York Giants fan that Emac goes to show with. I know oh my God, he would be ecstatic. He would be ecstatic. Yeah, it's the middle of the fifth, so the Phillies didn't do shit against Blake Snell. I don't know who's pitching. I'll find that out in a minute. Let's see. Otani's up 0 for 2. Mookie Betts 0 for 2. And Teoscar Hernandez 0 for 2. So I'm guessing, and tell me if I'm right, it was either Luzardo or Taijuan Walker. No, actually, DZ, I just read an article. It's not the Meadowlands. He's buried in Detroit. Get this, because that's where he was last seen, right? Was the outskirts of Detroit. If you watch the movie, when he was last seen, he's buried in that area. And I'm going to get to you in a second, Bishop. Let me finish this. You know that those buildings that you see in Detroit, it's either the Ford thing. It's not the Ford thing, but there is 4 big towers in Detroit. That's where he's buried. According to, and again, this is hearsay. Please, Mom, don't get me for this. A person who saw him being muscled by the mafia, by Italian gentlemen. I will say that. He was being muscled by Italian gentlemen. He's screaming help. And they basically looked at him. And I think he was maybe like a bellhop or a guy that was just coming into work, maybe a construction guy. I can't remember the exact story, but it's in that tower area in Detroit that he accidentally lost balance. Ed says he was crushed in his car in Pittsburgh. This is the story of the guy he says he knows. So, but Jimmy Hoffa is definitely an Italian gentleman. Yes, thank you, D. Said. Love my Italian gentleman. No, it wasn't Hoffa Barry. He's not in the Meadowlands. But you know who else is not in the Meadowlands at this point? Who's not in the Meadowlands at this point is the Bishop, A.J. Bray. Yeah, nice hat. Nice hat. Who's going to beat us, right? Who's going to beat? I gotcha. Who's going to beat us? So talk to me, AJ. Or
Greetings, everyone. Shalom. I say shalom.
Shabbat shalom. How you doing, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm blessed. Can you hear me clear?
Yes, sir, I can.
Amen. I just got done making dinner. We're going to have lasagna, French garlic bread, and salad. So a little touch of white wine and, yeah.
Remember, I'm always free for dinner. I'm always free for dinner. Tell you this. If I can get a dinner anywhere, I'm gonna attend. I'm gonna attend, especially if it's lasagna and garlic bread and salad. Oh my God!
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let's get into it, man.
Yes, sir.
The Raiders, in my opinion, laid a big egg.
Big time.
They had the opportunity to, kick some butt. And I think what really got the nerve of Geno was his nerves. You could tell in the way he placed the ball. You could tell in the way the trajectory of the ball and the position in which wide receivers were not getting it, his choice. Why are you throwing a guy who is very lights out on the field, 4.2 speed? Okay. Tucker's all that, but he's got 3 guys covering him. What are you seeing that we're not seeing? You throw a ball up for him to reach for, but he's not who the guy you should be throwing to in Thornton in that position. Thornton could easily out-jump any of those clowns and get a flag or anything and put us on the 1. And we got Genty. We got running back. We got these guys.
Yes. I agree.
But something was off, and you could tell when he first threw that ball. And I said, all of us are saying, why are you throwing the ball there?
Yeah.
Now,
Bishop, I know
that,
you didn't watch the show, but I swear to God, and you know I'm not going to say that without being.
yeah, that's a sin. Yeah,
I know that I said that earlier in the show. I said, if you're going to throw to a guy who's triple covered, you're not going to throw to the guy that's 5'9". You're going to throw to the guy that's 6'3". I swear.
There it goes. All you guys watching Captain Show right now, come on, talk about it. And that's the thing. Amen. Thank you, Edward. Man, you know where I'm at with this. And you know something that really ticked me off is that we went for those 9 points. And each time we went for 3, those were touchdowns. Easy. And we should have just went for it. I don't know. Is it me? Or did just last week we had the same quarterback throw 9 passes for more than 20 yards a pop? What's up? San Diego? I mean, that team with no rings? Nah, not today. I'm not fearing them just because they beat the Chiefs, who were underrated in Bolivia, or Brazil. I don't care where they played. The Chiefs suck. And they're not going, like I said, in the beginning of the season before any football was to be had. They will not make the playoffs this year. Book it. You got Denver, who wants it. The Chargers, the Chokers, they want it. We definitely want it.
Yeah.
They got to play the same people we play, and it ain't going to work with just throwing to Travis Kelce now. And they top receivers ain't there, and Travis Kelce ain't about that smoke either. He's dropping balls. His mind is elsewhere. Maybe it's on. Maybe he's thinking about between the legs of his fiance. I don't know. I'm just saying. But, you know, he should have used the towel before he got going. I don't know. I'm just saying. But he wants to sit up there and play.
That's a man.
Oh, no. Oh, no. My hands are stone hands now. I should have put stickum on them. You know, Cliff Branch, God rest his soul, told me in a small private communication I can share now. Yeah. He said, if you touch the ball, you're supposed to catch it. Amen. That's what they taught me in football when I was in high school, when I was in college at Southern University, playing against one of the greatest, and God rest his soul, Aaron McNair, and he was at Alcorn State. Okay. Let me tell you something. When you plan a game, and I trust Coach Pete was right in the way he got the team ready to play, someone in that room should have said, let me check the temperature. Calm down. They're just like any other team. We are the Raiders. Okay? There's them, and then there's us.
Right.
Play our brand of football tonight. Don't get caught up in the hype in the national TV and all the cameras. We are at home, but we got business to take care of. And we're not going to take the foot off the neck of that team who has no rings, and they think they can come in here against a sold-out, blacked-out Raider Nation party. Not today. And it's my birthday. I mean, that sucked. We gonna lose like that on his birthday?
That did suck.
If Geno doesn't bounce back against the Commanders, and I don't give a doggone who their quarterback is at the time, who plays us, Mariota or Santa Claus, I don't care. He better show up and show out, because he could easily get benched if he wets the bed again on the second game. Book it, what I just said. He can get benched before the game is even over.
D said loves you there, Bishop. He says he's going to call tonight before he breaks into your house for a plate of lasagna. Okay, and that's DZ. So hey, DZ, thanks again as well, partner. For appreciate you being here.
Yeah, bless you. And I don't pull no plugs when I say this, is that the facts are the facts. I mean, okay, we're 1-1, but the gloves have to come off here. If they don't, and you play for some mediocre, we'll just win. Nah, we got one mission. We want another ring. We don't care what the refs say. We don't care what the media say, because they're never going to give us a chance. They never give us respect. I mean, weren't the Chargers favored in last on Monday's game? They were up, right?
Yeah, to be honest, again, because I'm not a bettor, Bishop, I don't remember.
Well, I think they were favored to win
by 3, which was the home field, which they didn't have because that was a home
field
game.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's so disrespectful. Y'all know how we used to roll in Oakland, and I'm from there. Hell no. You cannot sit up here and tell me it's acceptable to let other fans take over our stadium. Okay? I understand the ticket prices, but just don't do that. Don't do that and call yourself a fan. And you do all these other things, but you don't do your due diligence to be in the house and represent for the silver and black. Me, on the other hand, I got to do what the Lord has called me to do. Serve. I got DVR. Hallelujah. If I'm able to watch it after service or before, hey, amen. But I'm not, what I used to be, and I'll always be silver and black through and through, and yeah, that's right. That's right, Edward. I was proud of that. I was like, I wish I could have gone. Money and obligations and priorities for me is different. For some people, I just don't know. Today's game is different, and Gino has a relationship with the coach. I wonder how long that's going to last if he keeps wetting the bed.
Okay, who is the guy who's wetting the bed in this scenario? Is it Gino?
Gino.
Or is it... Okay.
He can't blame the receivers.
No.
His placement, you got 3 guys covering you. I don't care who it is. Why would you throw the ball there? You're asking for it to get intercepted, deflected, somebody hurt. Those were hospital-type passes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why we didn't run the ball more with Jency. He wasn't used properly. What do you have? What, 9?
I would say this, and again,
he had 9 touches, right?
It all comes down to the offensive line, Bishop. As an offensive lineman, if your offensive line, listen to me now, sir, if the offensive line is not pass blocking or run blocking, then you could become one-dimensional. If you're one-dimensional, then you tee off because it's all passing.
Oh, well, there it is. They stacked the box in the beginning of the game. Go to Thornton. Give it to him. He at Tennessee did this, and long slant.
I know what he did at Tennessee. I know what he did.
Why are we not doing this? He is a burner.
Yeah, but
he does is 6 every time you give him the ball.
Of course. Now again,
we didn't do that.
Wait a second, sir. I will say that I'm going to give Miss Peggy at least she saw the TV portion, which I do not. My view is only right there and then. I get no instant replay for the most part, unless it's like the defensive pass interferences that are not called. So you folks at home have a better view of the game than I do, okay? And according to Peggy, the receivers were not getting off the ball. They were booked that they were not getting off the ball. If that's true, then that's the reason why.
So that goes back to the coaching in practice. If you're playing stunt, what do you teach the receiver to do? Get physical. Where was Besh?
She did say the physicality, and that goes with the offensive line and the receivers. The physicality is not there.
I don't care who you are on offensive line. It's time to get ugly. You got to take the gloves off and get ugly. I got called in high school to go in on a block, and I had never did that in practice. And coach, I asked him, what you want me to do? He said, give him hell. I said, roger that. Where you want me? He said, over there on the left. Okay. And let me tell you, I put the dude on his ass. I didn't care. I was a flanker, receiver, and a safety. I was not a lineman. I was thin. I was quick. Okay. But when you are getting paid professional money to play the game, and you tell me we can't run the ball, I can get 5 dudes on the street. Okay. Play for a lot less money. Yeah, come on, Cap. Right? Broke back, me and you.
Right.
I go down to the BA and get some fat backs and say we gonna go out there and run the ball.
They like destruction was like going anybody near the Raider bench and said, hey, and anybody has offensive line experience, I'll help you over the fence to go help us out at this point.
Why is Laki Tassi not playing?
Well, I do not know. That's a damn good question. That is a damn good question.
If Jackson was out, get your man in there and put Genty right behind him and run the ball all night. I don't care if they know we coming. Run it at Mac all night.
Well, he wasn't there.
They can't stop it. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
They were running the ball. You saw that. And then they stopped and started doing this when we didn't need to.
Yeah. Well, they
you see?
I will agree they need to run the ball more. That I agree with. They need to run the ball more.
And that's coach's style. But he went away from that quick. We didn't need to. Kept taking Genty out of the game. I was like, feed him the rock. He needs to get used to that, that physicality.
Yeah.
The more they hold him back, the more he's going to get hurt. Remember, I said that. And Peggy, she, as a female, things I admire about her knowledge of the game, she reminds me of, there we go, Amy Trask.
There you go.
And it don't get better than that, y'all. And when a female could say, look, pay attention. That's a treat when Captain has her on the show. And because you get to hear her perspective and you understand the sounds and the analytics of the game. Come on now. You don't usually get that from the haterade that's on the boob tube. Now I will say this. I did see that I keep saying San Diego. What the hell? I keep saying they got kicked out of there. Wow. It's not like us. We left. It's a difference. but here's the thing. They were when Gino tried to throw that quick curl pass in the flat, that guy, I forget his name, was darting to the ball, looking to intercept it every time.
Yeah.
I gotta give it to the Chargers. They came prepared, and it looked like we didn't.
Yes, that is true.
Mad Max.
I heard his name one time.
What'd he do?
I heard his name one time, and it wasn't until like the fourth quarter.
When the game was over?
But no.
when the game was over.
He's also the person I heard his name, and then he stripped the ball. So actually, he was involved in at least 2 plays. And again, my view is of the end zone and what I can see, and I don't get all those replays. But I'm sure he's being held.
Yeah,
a lot.
he got all that money. Showed up in preseason, all that, making big flashes and all that. The Chargers got your name, huh? You gonna let old ass Khalil Mack look better than you? That ain't a good look, man.
I'd have to look to see what the box score was, as far as like hits, tackles, things like that. And I do have it. Hang on a second, Bish. I do have it here. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't do that. He didn't do all that.
Max Crosby, 5 total tackles, 1 solo, 0 sacks, 1 tackle for loss, and he was the person that did the strip. I don't see the line. I can't bring it over. So that's you know how you can like scroll. I can't scroll.
Yeah, but can you pass? Can you pause real quick? That stat, 0 sacks.
Yeah, 0 sacks. That's true.
And he's normally a guy who gets in the Pro Bowl every year, and he's getting nothing against the Chargers, who has a beat up O-line. All they got is Joe All out there. You can line up anywhere and get a sack. Didn't Tyree Wilson get one?
Let's see. I think Tyree Wilson did get a sack. No, he did not.
So he's gonna outshine.
He did make a big play, though. I do remember him making.
Yeah, he came to play. He won his job. He trying to stay here. The thing is this: if we're going to just suit up and not play, man, I said it a long time ago in the stadium when Brett Favre, daddy, died. God rest his soul. And he came to play in that game where it rained in Oakland. And we had guys on that team then, I think number 43, and I couldn't stand him. He came from Frisco. And I yelled from the first row area down there near the 30-yard line, and I said, "You don't deserve to wear the uniform." Yeah, Pope.
Oh, Marquez.
Remember him?
Pope. Yes, Marquez Pope. The guy.
I couldn't stand that guy.
If it was up for Marquez Pope and Dorsett, Anthony Dorsett, they both knocked into each other, which is the only score that they had for the damn Ravens game was because Marquez Pope and Anthony Dorsett ran into each other.
I yelled and I said, "When you're done tonight, matter of fact, right now, just go. Take off the uniform. You don't deserve to wear them colors. Give your game check back. You suck." I lost my voice that night. I was not who I was now. And I'm telling you right now, my knuckles used to bleed. I'm pounding the seats in the playoff games in Oakland Coliseum. Defense. I said, don't you sit on your hands like they do over there. Okay? Across the bay. We men here. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? They sip white wine. We drink tequila. Come on. No, not tonight. If you lose, if you walk out of here with your voice, don't come back. I don't ever want to see you. Some of this.
I got you.
Y'all are playing. I want rings.
Amen.
Don't come at me.
I can say that.
Talking about I'm a fan and I got this and no. Let me see your knuckles. My skin's still healing. You want to talk to me about pride and poise and all that comes with it. If you're going to suit up for them other 31 teams out there, go ahead. But don't disrespect the black. You wearing number 43, and that used to be, what was his name? George Atkinson.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about Jack Tatum and them, man, and Lyle Alzado and oh man, I can go on and on. Biletnikoff and the boys, Matt Millen. They didn't get paid like they do today, and they played with way more nuts than I've ever seen. That's what I grew up watching. 1976, when they had nothing to lose, with no kind of contracts or trades. They went and got dudes out the garbage can and won because of the colors they represented. Go look at the film, y'all, if you think I'm BSing you tonight.
No. Oh, shit. Come on, Bish.
Real fans don't sell out. I'll let this game go. No.
And I'm going to stop you there only because. First off, I'm the one with the heart condition, and I'm thinking that you're the one that's about ready to pass out, brother. And I say,
no, it's in me.
I know, I get that, Bishop.
There's preachers around this town that know me, and they say, "Man, you can talk about anything, but that guy."
I'm just saying.
You can't talk to him about his Raiders. He gonna let you know.
but I just want to be sure that you're going to be at the pulpit next Sunday. And that's my.
I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready. If I gotta drink hot tea all night before the morning, I'm trying to let somebody know out there. They don't understand sitting all night in the turning lane at Hagenberger Road into the Coliseum
to get on 66.
It's pouring down rain, and we're waiting in the turning lane. I got gray hairs for a reason. Some of that's military. Hey. But y'all don't understand what it's like to really win and lose. Win and lose. And I wonder if Tom Brady really understands what it means to be a part of this organization, because we ain't that you come from and just run off 7 and cheat along the way too. We live and die with this. I was at the wake of Jamal Fletcher, and I spoke for a moment. He died with his hat on and Raider shirt. Okay? I gotta go a little different because
and he was basically a newlywed. He'd only been married for maybe at most 3 years. Correct?
Yeah. We don't know the hour, the time, the date, or how we are going. Hallelujah. But when you give your life to Christ, amen, that's fine to be a fan. But when you give your life to Christ, He'll open doors you've never seen in your life before. He'll bless you unlike ever before. That credit score, you've been, is it ever going to rise? All of a sudden, boom, you get accepted everywhere. The job you wanted, and you said, I'm qualified, but to keep hiring them, will all of a sudden become you as the CEO. You come on, man. I could preach all night here about faith. When you give your life to Christ, everything changes for you. My wife right here could testify. I didn't know I was coming to Vegas. He told me to sell everything. I was assistant pastor to a chief apostle. I didn't need nothing. I had a motorcycle. I was the head of the booster club over there. Many people know me. And all of a sudden they said, AJ, well, what's going on? I said, I'm done. I'm done. I got work to do over the hill. My ex-wife asked me, she said, are you going over there for a piece of? I said, I don't know a soul in Las Vegas. I'm trying to tell somebody, when God do it, he'll do it. He told me everything was going to be this. I didn't know nobody here. My wife and I getting ready for church one Sunday morning. I'm shaving. My hair was a little black back then. She said, what's that message? I said, I don't know, but I think it's elevation. After church, I called the guy. He wants to make me a bishop. I didn't apply for nothing. I didn't put no money down. I didn't ask for nothing. But God wanted something of me. And I was obedient and I answered the bell. There's something about believing. And if you never believe Christ the way he wants you to do it, just call on him tonight. Give him an opportunity. Give him what he wants as your heart. Give him a chance. You've given everything else and everybody a chance, and everything else a chance. The friend won't.
Is the Bish? I think you're frozen. AJ, I think you're frozen. And you saw my hands. They were here. I will say thank you for the great insight. The sermon, I appreciate all of the positivity. We'll keep it at that. I'm gonna knock out at this point. I will have a show tomorrow. There'll be the Thursday show. Take care. Keep positive. Ed, I'll give you a call in just a second. Yeah, I'll give you a call in just a second. But y'all take care. And I'll give Bishop a call eventually too. No, hey, Bishop, I swear I did not do anything. I'm glad that you saw that. It was on your end. And I can honestly say without no qualms, it was not me. You take care, sir. But y'all be good. We're looking for that win. Remember, I will be here tomorrow night. We're going to talk about the Raiders. I was ready to talk about the Dodgers. Next time, Bishop, let's try to talk Raiders and Dodgers more. I understand, sir. I understand. I let it. I'll talk to you in a bit too. Let's talk Raiders and Dodgers. But take care of yourself out there, as I know Bishop is taking care of him. And Bishop is a great friend of mine and a great speaker. But we're here, and by his grace, and y'all take care of yourselves, as I wish and hope that I will be here for more shows. But yeah, that was not me, AJ, Bishop. I did not do it. Y'all froze. So y'all take care. We'll be back here tomorrow night. I'm gonna go my outro. Peace. Raiders.